Welcome to the National Catholic College Admission Association and Jesuit Education Tour Virtual College Fair. We are so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Matt, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to check out the schedule on the website. The presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/NCCAA. And now I'd like to turn things over to our first presenter, the University of St. Thomas.
All right, well, thank you so much. We're gonna keep this quick, got about 6 minutes, but my name is Thomas. I am an admissions counselor at the University of St. Thomas. I myself attended St. Thomas, graduated in 2017, and I've been working full-time since. The first thing I just wanted to touch on about St. Thomas is our location. So for those of you that aren't familiar with St. Thomas, we are a private Catholic school, and we're located in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. So if you're unfamiliar with the Twin Cities, that's St. Paul and Minneapolis, and we have a couple different locations. Our undergraduate campus is primarily based out of St. Paul. We have a couple undergrad programs on our Minneapolis campus, as well as a 2-year Associate of Arts degree program, as well as several grad school programs, and then a third campus over in Rome, which is really exciting for a lot of different study abroad options. When I think about schools, and I know we'll have time to answer this a little bit later, one of my favorite things to think about St. Thomas is our location in the cities. And from a student perspective, there's so many fun things to do with that. There's, obviously a lot of those fun things to do, all the restaurants, the shopping, the art, the music, the sports. The Twin Cities is a top 15 metro area in the country. So as a student, there's, again, a lot of those fun things. But also when it comes time to get a little bit more serious and find those internships and jobs, the Twin Cities is a perfect place for a lot of different industries for that as well. And actually for 2 of the last 4 years, St. Thomas is ranked #1 of schools in Minnesota for students finding jobs after graduation. So it's kind of a win-win, right? Like a lot of fun things to do as a student, but then when it's time to be a little bit more serious, there's a lot more of those opportunities for students as well. As far as our academics, I think definitely one of the highlights of a school like St. Thomas, being a private school, is a lot more of that personal attention inside the classroom. Similar to a lot of the schools here today, I mean, our average class size is about 21, and most classes are capped at 30. So as a student, you're very much getting that personalized learning experience, similar to a lot of what you've experienced so far in high school, where the professors all get to know your name, they get to know who you are, they get to know where you're from. And it just, again, it allows for a lot more of those interactive experiences, a lot more group projects and class discussions. It's not just sit and listen to lecture all day, every day, as much fun as that is. You'll see in our top right, our largest majors in terms of size. I know that's a question that students always want to know. What are your largest majors? What are your biggest programs? #1 is business, and it makes sense. We're in the Twin Cities. About 40% of our students are business majors. So that is a pretty comprehensive program. #2, anything in the health sciences, and a lot of students want to go onto med school or some other form of grad school after they graduate. You'll see on the bottom, we do have a proposed nursing program as well, which is new for us for this next fall, and that's under the final approval stages, but we're really excited about that new update. But then anything in communications, engineering, and psychology round out our top 5. But we do have about 150 majors to choose from. The last thing I just want to touch on with academics at St. Thomas is you do have until the end of your sophomore year to officially declare a major. I know as a student, as a junior and a senior, it can be really intimidating and overwhelming to try to figure out what you want to major in. But the good news is we do want you to take your time. We don't expect you to know right away as an incoming first-year student exactly the path that you want to take. And actually built into the core curriculum, there is a lot of pathways for you to explore a lot of different program options. So definitely don't be intimidated. I know it's exciting to think about. It can also be a little bit overwhelming, but there are a lot of different programs, over 100 majors and almost 50 minors to choose from. So lastly, I know this is a really quick and brief overview of who we are at St. Thomas. And again, we'll have more time to answer questions in the chat and Q&A later. But I do encourage you to think about coming to St. Thomas to visit. We do offer in-person one-on-one appointments, larger group visits as well. Otherwise, you can also set up a virtual visit too. So I think we're just coming up on my time here. So it's great to connect and present in front of you, and hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next up is LaSalle University.
All right, hello everyone. Thank you for joining me virtually this evening. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about LaSalle. Oh, and computer's being a little slow. So my name's Bryce. I'm the Associate Director of Recruitment here at LaSalle. We are located in Philadelphia, which I'll get into a little bit about that soon. I think something to note about LaSalle is that we are a Lasallian school founded in 1863 by the Christian Brothers. So their mission in life was education, and they founded over 1,000 teaching institutions in 82 countries worldwide. So we really are about that global connection. We have 44 undergraduate majors, 3,200 students total. So we are a small school. So we definitely have that one-on-one connection. A student once said to me that her faculty know her name and her story. And I thought that was super powerful and says a lot about your experience here at LaSalle. We also have 19 Division I sports, so we are a Division I school. And then 100% of our classes are taught by a faculty member with a PhD or a terminal degree. I love to chat about our location. We are located in Philadelphia. We love to say that Philly is the classroom and the playground. I think Philly is an awesome place for a college student. We have plenty of connections throughout the city when it comes to internship opportunities, clinical experiences for our health sciences students. Plus, our students really like to enjoy the culture of the city. We're located in North Philly. So if you take a look behind me, this is kind of what our campus looks like. You would never know if you were in the city, but if you walk right around the corner, the subway is right there. You can get all throughout very easily. I take the subway to work every single day. So I love our location. I always like to note the different schools. So we have 3 schools: the School of Arts and Sciences, the School of Business, and the School of Nursing and Health Sciences. Our School of Arts and Sciences is our largest school. We really value a liberal arts education. So even if you're not interested in any of the majors on the screen, you'll definitely be taking some courses in the School of Arts and Sciences, for that liberal arts education. In this school, we also value 5-year programs. That's for pretty much all of our schools, but I like to note them here. We have a communication 5-year program, education 5-year, and pretty much any major at LaSalle, you can make a 4+1 program, which is pretty special because we have plenty of accelerated 1-year master's programs. We also recently started a bioengineering partnership with UPenn. So you do 4 years at LaSalle, and then you get your master's from UPenn in bioengineering. Our School of Business has some pretty notable programs as well. We have a 4-year BS MBA program, so you get your master's and your bachelor's in 4 years. That's fantastic. Our Business Scholars Co-op program allows for students to have 2 different opportunities during their time at LaSalle to not attend classes, go into the corporate world full time, and really get that hands-on experience. And our students always get paid, so they love that. A lot of entrepreneurs come out of the School of Business. We really value self-starting and things like that. And then we are AACSB accredited, which only 5% of schools worldwide have that accreditation. Our School of Nursing and Health Sciences is definitely something that we are very proud of. Nursing is probably our most popular major. We're a 4-year BSN program. We start our clinical experiences first semester sophomore year. So our students really have that hands-on experience right away. Communication sciences and disorders, nutrition and public health are definitely unique programs that students will travel all over the country and even the world to do. So we're very proud of those 4- and 5-year programs. All right, so our freshman application, we are on Common App, Coalition App, and the LaSalle app. We require an essay, official high school transcript, 2 letters of recommendation. For every single program, we are fully test optional. We do not plan on changing that ever. So even nursing, even our honors programs, different things like that, fully test optional. Our early action deadline is November 1st. That's our non-binding deadline. And I always recommend just get it over with. Turn in your application by then. If you turn it in before November 1st, you will find out by November 17th if you've been admitted. Here's some of our scholarship opportunities. Getting close to time, so I'll just mention our Founder Scholarship. Every student who's admitted into LaSalle will receive some form of our Founder Scholarship that ranges between $5,000 and $18,000. That's based completely on merit, but we truly look at the holistic view of every single application. And then we really value service. I like to mention our Community Service Scholarship as well. We do over 60,000 hours of community service per year. So that is definitely a great, if you're into service, that is a great scholarship to apply for, and that's a separate application as well. That ends my presentation. I'll put my information in the chat and a link to fill out to just say that we met virtually today. And if you come down to Philly, please stop by and visit LaSalle.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And next up is Spring Hill College.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. My name is Jacob Jones. I'm the Associate Director of Admissions here at Spring Hill College. And so I would like to share with you a little bit about Spring Hill. So I'm going to share my screen with you. So this is our Avenue of the Oaks, a beautiful place here at Spring Hill College. We are located in the Gulf Coast region. We are in Mobile, Alabama. We're a 4-year private liberal arts Jesuit college. And so just like to share with you a little bit about that, what that means. This year, we're talking a lot about being real world ready and what that means for our students. And so that means new programs and also a new tuition price. We have cut our tuition in half with a tuition reset that went into effect this semester. And so our tuition is now $21,100. And so by the time you add room and board, you're looking at about $31,900. We do have scholarships that are merit-based and athletic-based scholarships, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Let's see. So we are located here in the Deep South in Mobile. I think we're the only college represented in this panel from the Deep South. And so to give you a little idea of what that means, we're about 2.5 hours away from the city of New Orleans. We're about 4.5 hours away from Atlanta. We're a small city, stays pretty warm throughout the year. And we are about 30 to 40 minutes away from the nearest beaches on Dauphin Island. Lots of things to do here in Mobile, beautiful downtown area, lots of beautiful architecture reminiscent of the French Quarter, since our city was founded by the French, Spanish, and the English in 1703. We are the founding city of the Festival of Mardi Gras. And so our students get a Mardi Gras break. It's a very important festival for us in Mobile. We are also home to Reese's Senior Bowl, which takes place just down the street. So if you like the meeting of college seniors and NFL drafting, sort of that beginning process, the Senior Bowl is a great event, as well as the Hangout Festival, a large concert event on the beaches. And again, we have beautiful beaches. Most of our students come from outside of the state of Alabama, and this year we're represented by 30 countries. We have small class sizes, and so you're never just a number in the classroom, but you are important to your professor, and your professors get to know you, and you get to know them. Most of our students live on campus in a variety of housing options, And those vary from the traditional dorm room to apartment style living as well. We have over 52 majors and areas of concentration. We have the #1 nursing program in the state of Alabama. We are known for our business programs as well. We have a 3+1 business program in logistics and supply chain management. And we are also known for a pre-med program as well. But lots of programs in between, including our liberal arts. And our students go on to be very successful in a variety of companies, as you can see here, beginning with internships, which are encouraged at every stage of the academic year. Going forward from your freshman year through your senior year, you're encouraged to obtain some sort of internship to add to your portfolio. We've been named a College of Distinction for the past 9 years, and Forbes magazine named us one of the top 10 colleges around the country for best return on your investment. 99.5% of our class of 2019 went on to either go to a service opportunity, an internship opportunity, professional graduate school, or full-time employment. So we're very proud of our graduates. There are lots of things to do here on campus, including Greek life, sororities, fraternities, campus ministry opportunities. So lots of opportunities to get involved on campus. And we like to emphasize service, especially as a Jesuit school, being men and women for others through our International Service Immersion program and our local Foley Center service program, where we place students in local service organizations around the community. We have a very unique opportunity with our Italy Center located in Bologna, Italy. So we actually partner with the University of Bologna in letting students attend the Italy Center for 1 or 2 semesters, depending on their class selection. All of your financial aid transfers over to that program. It's a great program where you get to learn not only Italian, but you get to learn more about culture, and it has a social justice aspect to it. It's a fantastic program. NCAA Division II sports. So lots of great sports, including our very own golf course here on campus. 2 different ways to apply: the traditional application and the test optional application. Both are free applications. As soon as you're admitted, you are eligible for a merit-based scholarship. This year, students who visit between now and December 17th are eligible to receive a $500 visit grant. So I'll just conclude with that information there. I'll put my information in the chat, but thanks again for your time and all the best to you.
Great, thank you so much, Jacob. Next up is St. Louis University.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen as others have done and welcome you to learning a little bit more about St. Louis University. My name is Rayanne Mena, and I am one of the admissions counselors here on staff. And so I'm thrilled to be here to tell you a little bit more about SLU. You can see on this slide, we've got a lot of quick facts and figures that will tell you we've got about 8,000 undergraduate students. Fun fact about us is we are actually home to 2 campuses, our main campus in St. Louis, Missouri, and also a 4-year campus in Madrid, Spain, which is our most popular study abroad program. We are the 2nd oldest of the Jesuit colleges and universities, and you just heard from our Jesuit friend, Spring Hill College. And we are also the first university west of the Mississippi. We welcome students from all 50 states, almost 100 foreign countries, and 65% of our students come from outside the state of Missouri. So a lot of fun things happening on campus. So my colleague from Spring Hill talked a little bit about Jesuit education, so I will just kind of re-emphasize a couple of different things. The Jesuits are the largest order of Catholic priests, and they have really made education their mission over the years. We are home to all faiths, though, so only about 55% of our students are Catholic on a lot of Jesuit campuses, and really use it as an opportunity to learn more about the world around you, strengthen yourself as a leader, as a critical thinker, through learning about other people's experiences, backgrounds. You've heard about how we're men and women for and with others, and that comes through at St. Louis University and our commitment to community service and community engagement. We are constantly recognized for our strong commitment to community service. You can see we did over almost 2 million hours of community service recently, all without requiring any service of our students. So taking care of our community, giving back, looking for ways to help are all hallmarks of Jesuit education and things that we do really well at St. Louis University. I could spend my whole 6 minutes talking to you about the 90 different majors that we have at St. Louis University, so I'll try to make this as quick as possible. Just know that we have 11 different colleges and schools across our university, and we are home to 15 programs that are ranked in the top 50 across the country. So there's lots to talk about. But one of the things I love to highlight is some of the unique or hard to find majors that we have. Meteorology, geology, anthropology. We're home to a sports business program and entrepreneurship majors, biomedical and aerospace engineering. So chances are, we always like to say, whatever you're looking for in a major, chances are we're going to have it at St. Louis University. All of our programs are direct admit, meaning whatever major you put down on your application, we're evaluating you for that major and you're admitted directly into that major. This comes in really handy for the 3 competitive programs you see listed there: physical therapy, occupational therapy, and nursing. Physical therapy is a direct entry 6-year doctorate in physical therapy. Normally it takes you about 7 years, 4 years undergrad and 3 grad. To get a doctor in physical therapy, we combine everything and get you on your way with both degrees in 6 years. We do the same thing for occupational therapy, a 5-year master's, and nursing is direct entry, having you graduate 4 years later with your BSN. So we say all of that to let you know that some of these programs are a little more competitive. They do have a December 1st deadline for certain majors, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a couple of different slides. So now that you know a little bit about what we offer academically, it's really important that you know what we have to offer socially and for our students to grow. We are a Division I school. We're in the Atlantic 10 Conference and are home to 18 Division I sports. So if school spirit's your thing, we are a great place for that. But we're also home to 30 club sports for students that maybe don't want to play at the Division I level, but still want to travel and compete and keep up their sport. We are also home to 50 intramural sports, and that's probably one of our funnest things that our students do is compete in tournaments against each other in rec leagues all across campus in some of these different intramurals. Lots of different student organizations and ways to get involved, though 150 plus. We do a really amazing campus fair to show you about all of our clubs and organizations when school starts. But we've got fraternities and sororities if that's your thing as well too. So one of our favorite things about St. Louis University is we've got something for everybody. If you want school spirit, that's us. We have Division I sports, and you can go to basketball and soccer games and cheer on the Billikens. If you're into medical research, great. We are considered a high research activity university, and so have opportunities for students to kind of expand their knowledge in their area. But you saw our commitment to community service, and you see here all the different ways you can get involved, including fraternities and sororities. So we really do pride ourselves on having something for everyone. We say no two people will experience St. Louis University the same way, and we're really proud of that. So now that you know a little bit about who we are, I'm just going to spend my last minute and a half or so telling you about the application process. So it is free to apply. You can either apply on our website or the Common Application. We need a transcript, an official transcript sent from your high school to help complete your application. We are test optional, so if you want to send us SAT or ACT scores, great. We do have some English proficiency requirements, as you can see under number 3 here for our international students. Letters of recommendation, resume, and interviews are all recommended, not necessarily required, though some programs do require specific letters of recommendation or things like that. So we always advise you to check with your admissions counselor. Our priority deadline is December 1st, but this year we have actually moved to some admission pathways. So you can apply to SLU early decision as early as November 1st. That is binding though. So for those students who are strongly interested in SLU, as well as our early action deadline of December 1st or a regular decision deadline. We just wanted to make you aware of that, but keep December 1st in mind because that is a big deadline for scholarship consideration and consideration to some of our special programs. So with that, my time is just about up. My colleague, Michelle, is going to put some links into the chat about visiting campus, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks very much. And next up is Salve Regina University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nick Albanese with Salve Regina University, located in the beautiful ocean state of Rhode Island. At Salve, we say that you will learn, lead, and make a difference. So in terms of making a difference, we are founded by the Catholic Sisters of Mercy. They're an international organization of nuns. They're known as the walking nuns because they would go out into the streets. They weren't in the convents. They wanted to help people regardless of their backgrounds or beliefs. That's probably why the very first line of our mission statement is as a community that welcomes people of all beliefs. So we honor our Catholic tradition, but we are also have students from many different faiths on campus. The sisters have 5 critical concerns that they feel our students should know something about: earth and environmental justice, immigration reform, nonviolence as a baseline for behavior, anti-racism, and women's rights. All of these concerns are woven into our curriculum, both academically as well as through student life. We pick a theme each year. So this year, the theme is nonviolence. But the goal of a Salve education is to make students feel empowered to make the world around them a little bit better, or as we would say in the last line of our mission statement, a little bit more harmonious, just, and merciful. We're a small university with just over 2,000 undergraduate students, but we have more than 60 majors. And you don't have to know what you want to study right away at Salve. There's time to kind of figure that out. Most students declare a major in their sophomore year. The one exception is direct entry nursing. If you're admitted to nursing, you start taking those courses on day 1. We actually guarantee the clinicals. So you will finish in 4 years. You never have to worry about getting that clinical opportunity. We have a 95% pass rate on the NCLEX, the test to become a nurse, and we offer graduate programs in nursing. But in addition to nursing, some of our other popular majors include any form of business, administration of justice, chemistry, biology, psychology, and all of those programs have a graduate option, either through Salve or through some of our partner institutions, such as our engineering dual degree with Washington University in St. Louis. In addition to those popular programs, we also have some unique majors. We have a Bachelor of Arts in Dance. We have a really cool major called Cultural and Historic Preservation, where students study the built environment. They learn how to preserve and protect historic objects, buildings, and even entire neighborhoods. And it makes sense that we have such an emphasis on historic preservation and history programs because our campus is located in one of the best kept historic districts in New England. We're in the Bellevue Avenue Historic District, sometimes called the Mansion District of Newport, Rhode Island. We are right on the cliffs of the Atlantic Ocean on this beautiful walkway called the Cliff Walk. Our campus is a collection of 6 estates from the 1800s, so mansions, barns, stables, carriage houses that we've adaptively reused and turned them into the residence halls and the classrooms, along with modern state-of-the-art buildings. So the campus blends in seamlessly with the neighborhood. It's an open campus. And so beyond the beauty of the area and being an arboretum and having these beautiful historic buildings, our students feel very comfortable getting off campus. And you're not just surrounded by other 19-year-olds for 4 years at Salve. You're really a part of the greater community. You see our students, volunteering in the hospitals and teaching in the classrooms, participating in community service with over 40 organizations in the area. So the town really feels the impact of having our students there. And for our students, it's a nice way to gain a different perspective and to learn how to grow up, but always having your home base with the community as well. Students enroll at Salve from all over the country and the world, and the majority are from out of state. So you won't be the only student from out of Rhode Island if you go there. There's so many things to do on campus. We have 20 Division III varsity sports, of course, well known for our sailing program because Newport is the sailing capital of the world. But we also have very competitive ice hockey or club sports like rugby. They've been national champions a few times in the past 10 years. We have over 70 student-led organizations. That's our multicultural student organization there at the top right. We have some really cool new affinity groups like our Female Empowerment Organization, our Black Student Union. We have the Pell Center for International Relations and Public Policy, which is a think tank formed by an act of Congress right on our campus. And so we bring in speakers from all over the world to the campus, heads of state, politicians, thought leaders of our generation. And they give lectures. And then we also work on practical public policy topics at a local level. So for our poli-sci majors, that's a really cool program to be a part of as a student. There's always events going on, and all of our students participate in community service. Most students at Salve have between a B+ and an A- GPA, but we admit a wide range. So I really appreciate that about us. We're fully test optional for all of our majors, including nursing. And for our students that are coming from outside of the Northeast, we actually will waive the Common Application fee, but we're on the Common App, so it's simple to apply. Most students will apply November 1, but there's also options to apply January 5 or February 1 if you want us to see more progress from senior year. And our nursing students must apply by November 1. Also, I just want to mention that we have a visual and performing arts scholarship up to $6,000 you can stack on top of your merit package, which is available for students that apply by January 5. Nearly all of our students have merit scholarships or some form of financial aid. So we work hard to get those costs down. We give out over $40 million a year in financial aid. Check out salve.edu/visit if you want to learn about our open houses or other in-person or virtual events. And if you want to find out who your admissions counselor is, just scan that QR code and you'll actually be able to book a meeting with them. But thank you so much for listening to me today, and I'll turn it over to our next speaker.
Great, thanks so much, Nick. Next up is St. Mary's College of California.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jessica Stuns, and I will be speaking about St. Mary's. Pictured here is our campus. We are one of the colleges that changes lives. This was a book that was written a few years ago by a newspaper journalist who wrote for the New York Times, and he was on a cross-country road trip with his son who was about to be applying to colleges, and St. Mary's was featured in this book as the only California school, the only school that was Catholic, and the only school with NCAA Division I sports. I love this slide because I think this slide really illustrates the different ways in which our students spend their 4 years at St. Mary's. My favorite of which pictured here is goat yoga, because obviously during our midterms and our finals, we need to decompress a little bit. So St. Mary's, we are located in Moraga, California, which is considered the East Bay area. Certainly a smaller school in size, as seen in that number there. We're a liberal arts school, and we also are affiliated with the LaSallian tradition, similar to LaSalle University, who we heard from earlier. We are also a school with quite the sporty vibe. When I was a senior in high school, I remember the word liberal arts being thrown around, and I don't really remember it ever being defined. And so many of us on the call today are liberal arts school, which can really be defined to the size of the school, as well as the type of curriculum you'll be taking. So certainly, no matter what major you choose, you'll be an expert in that field, whether it's biology, kinesiology, history, you're going to be an expert, but you'll also take a class in the arts, in philosophy, in English, history, just to name a few. So we call this our core curriculum or common core. Each school kind of calls it something a little bit different. Speaking of majors, listed here are all the majors that we offer. Like many of my colleagues on this call, it is very normal to not know for sure what you want to do. And you have time. You have time to see what you like and what you don't like. There's only 2 majors that are the exception to that rule here, which is our teaching credential program, as well as the integral program. These are pretty locked in from the get-go. At St. Mary's, part of our LaSallian tradition is believing that everybody deserves access to education. As Bryce was sharing earlier, De La Salle's mission was really to make education accessible to all. This is seen here with about 30% of our students being the first in their family to go to college. And actually almost a little bit over half of our students identify as non-Catholic. They could be of any religious background other than Catholic there. So St. Mary's, we were really put on the map for 2 unique parts to our curriculum. The first one is called Collegiate Seminar, and the second one is January term. Going to seminar now, I wonder for the students on the call, if you've been in an English or a history class where maybe your teacher said, all right, everyone circle up, we're going to talk in a Socratic seminar style. We have seminar at St. Mary's. Every single person will take it, no matter what you major or study, 4 times, once per academic year over freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. And in seminar, we talk about the Great Books program. Some of the Great Books authors are listed here. We understand these are not the easiest texts to understand at first, but people come with an open mind and a willingness to discuss. So seminar is taken 4 times. In a similar way, every student, no matter what you major in, will take January term 4 times, once per January. Personally, I think Jan term is one of the most unique things to our school. I did not go to St. Mary's for undergrad, but I had a very dear friend that went to St. Mary's, and hearing the classes she was taking in January, I was in awe. It was truly amazing. So we are a semester school that runs on the 4-1-4 system, meaning you'll take about 4 classes in the fall, 1 class for the entire month of January, and about 4 classes in the spring. So that's kind of different, right? 1 class at a time. I mean, in high school right now, you're probably taking 4, 5, 6 classes all at the same time. In January, we say, take a class completely unrelated to what you're majoring in, and just dive into it. Some examples seen on here on the screen, and most uniquely is the chance to take it abroad, take it to a different country, or take it domestically here in the US. Similar to many of the colleagues on this call, we all believe in the importance of supporting you from the second you start on our campus. A few examples here are listed. The one with the stars are high potential programs specifically for students who are first generation college students or come from a non-traditional low income background. Certainly, we are a very community-driven campus. I don't like how much of a cliche the word community has become, but the idea of being a residential campus is certainly true for that of St. Mary's. As I'm running up on time here, I want to let you know a little bit about our application process. Feel free and take a screenshot of this. This is a lot to process here, but definitely write down this fee waiver code. The code is the number 1 SMC, and that will waive your $60 application fee on the common application. Important to note here, we are a test optional school, so you are not required to send in your SAT or ACT score, and certainly keep that in mind as you are applying to colleges. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I believe we have some questions here.
Excellent. Thank you, Jessica. Yes, we now have a little bit of time before the session concludes, and I'd invite all of our presenters to come back on camera and respond to this question. What is one piece of advice you would give someone going through the college search process? And I'll ask that you respond in the same order that you presented. So Thomas, you're up first.
Excuse me. Yeah, I would say the biggest piece is just figure out what you're looking for in a college. I know a lot of students get so caught up in, will colleges accept me or will I get in? But I think the reality is you can get a good education at a lot of different schools. It's just figure out what motivates you as a student, whether it's a specific major, location, size of school. Just figure out what's the best thing for you and then use that to sort of direct your college search.
I always say to just stay in contact with your admissions counselors. We love to hear from you. I think across the board, this is for every school for the most part. We love those one-on-one connections. That's why we're in the profession that we're in. And we like to get to know you. We want the fit to be mutual. So just stay in touch with the schools you're applying to, and have us know your name.
Okay, thank you. I would say if you can take advantage of a college visit, then visit. Find out as much as you can about the college that you're interested in. Schedule a visit to the college, meet with the admissions team, meet with a faculty member, meet current students on campus, and just explore.
I love all these suggestions. Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm Rayanne's colleague from SLU. I would say so many students get asked, where are you going to college and what are you going to major in? And there's so many more questions beyond that will really help you understand your fit in the college process. Ask yourself, what else is important to you? What else do you want to do on campus? What other types of things would you like to explore through the process? Part of the outcome of college and will either be grad school or a job. And that outcome will be decided on what other opportunities you take advantage of, whether it's research, cultural, academic, or anything you do outside of the classroom. So I would ask yourself, what type of things would you like to explore that you haven't had the opportunity to in high school, or take it to another level?
Yeah, mine's kind of a practical piece of advice. Create an organization system for information about the colleges. Back in the day, that might have been folders in the filing cabinet, but now in the technology age, it's probably going to be a Google Sheet. And I suggest having two tabs. One, when a little bit earlier in the process. So if you're watching this and you're before senior year, just to have maybe the name of the college, the location, a few facts about the social fit, the academic fit, that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be too detailed, but just so you kind of remember these details about the colleges, because there's so much information out there. And then you can have another tab that's sort of your list where you're going to apply as you get into senior year. And that one can have many more details. You can put the contact information for your admissions counselor there, the application deadlines, the passwords for the application, all of those things. And I think that will just help you to stay a little bit more organized and kind of take a little bit of the stress out of the process.
That's great advice, Nick. I would add to, if you're not already, follow the colleges that you're interested in on Instagram. So many colleges will do student takeovers, or they will be filming actual events going on. And that's just a really organic and real way to experience a college, especially if you're not able to make it out to the school, or if you're considering making a trip out to that school. So give it a follow, and also check out their YouTube channels. I feel like there's also a lot of content created there for you to enjoy.
Awesome. So our next question is, what is one thing you would like students to remember about your institution?
For us at St. Thomas, I would say just that our location is in the Twin Cities. I think there's so many great things to offer for students, as far, like I said before, as far as fun stuff to do as a student. And I think every year, your 4 years, you're starting to explore and experience different parts of the city. And then it just all opens up a lot of great professional avenues as well. I know the cities, for students that are in a more rural part of towns, growing up, the cities can be a little bit intimidating and overwhelming, but we're still in a really residential part. So you still have access to everything, but it's still a little bit more laid back and a good entry into more of an urban environment.
So at LaSalle, I always like to talk about, the global connection. I always like people to remember that they might be at the Philadelphia campus, but that you're one person out of thousands and thousands of people worldwide. So I think that's pretty cool. I was at a college fair the other day and had a student come up to me and say that their parents met at LaSalle, Columbia, which was awesome to hear. And then I also like to say that at LaSalle, our faculty know the students' names and their stories. And I think that's really powerful.
Yeah, I join my colleague Bryce, and I would say Jessica as well, when we talk about community, that it's not just a cliche, but I think at Spring Hill, we do a good job at becoming a community where not only do you get to know one another, but having that faculty connection and your faculty asking about you, how you're doing beyond those 4 years is an important part of college. It's personal. And so when you have faculty and you have your colleagues getting to know you and being able to share that personal connection, that's an important part of Spring Hill.
At St. Louis University, I've been there 24 years, and I think I've said this for all 24 years. So I know our colleagues here have all talked about community, but when you really feel that sense of community, I think that matters. And at SLU, we have really smart kids. If you look at the numbers, they're all there. We have really intelligent students, but they're nice people. When the minute you come and tour the campus, our students start yelling, "Come to SLU." And they're from all over. They're from every state in 78 different countries, but they have really big pride in our university. And I think that has a lot to do with the Jesuit background and the 2 million hours of service. It's our culture and it's our mindset. And for that part of it, it's not just what they become. Academically, it's not just the competition, it's also who they become. So when we talk about community at SLU, that's the mindset we're talking about.
I love that. Michelle talked about community. When we ask people at Salve, what's one word that defines this place? They say community. And I think that's kind of the beauty of a Catholic education, right? It seems like it's this common theme that we all have. I guess if I, were to say, remember one thing about us, I think we're a good environment if you want what I would call the gentle nudge. So we're going to embrace you for who you are. We're going to meet you where you are when you come to Salve. But then we will present you with a number of opportunities to be challenged and to grow through that challenge. And so I think we're a wonderful place if you want that transformative kind of education. And if that's too boring, then just remember that we're a top 10 school for surfers too, and you can go to the beach.
Oh man, I would say for St. Mary's, please remember our January term program. There are only a handful of colleges in the US that have a program like this, and we're one of the few that require it to be part of your educational experience. But I feel that it is a part of your experience that really is true to our liberal arts identity of realizing that you have so many different areas of interest. Why should you be locked into a single major? We want you to be able to learn more about yourself in your time in school. So January term is that piece of information that I want you to remember.
Excellent. Thank you all very much. So that brings us to the end of this session. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to our presenters. When you close this window, there will be a link to a quick survey. We do appreciate your feedback. We encourage you to check the schedule for additional sessions that are happening as part of this college fair. And you'll be able to find a recording of this session as well as others at strivescan.com/NCCAA. So thank you all very much and have a great rest of your day.